From Wall Street to Main Street, this is LALATE.
It's a big early morning of Early Mornings LALATE with incredible great news about your fourth stimulus check update of 2021. In today's recording, we go over the breaking news as the House has now sent that recon to the Senate. And that Senate vote could happen sooner than later because they passed the debt ceiling limit yesterday. The incredible items in that recon are going bigger and bolder with lots of Senate checks going on top of the existing checks that'll pay you on average about $50,000 to $60,000 across all these incredible items. I'll go over those incredible four stimulus checks in this recording. Yes, they'll pay you about $50,000 to $60,000, but no time or place to wait for fourth stimulus to become a law because you can get your bills paid today under third stimulus. Viewers are getting big sums of money. One viewer getting $850,000, another $135,000. You'll see how to get your bills paid today in this recording. Student loan debt forgiveness, the latest on that, going by executive order. Fifth stimulus as well. And then those blowout, incredible labor numbers released late yesterday. Those incredible labor numbers are absolutely incredible. We have a big vote that happened yesterday, and what Joe Manchin did with it was also really great news. And then we have a lot of work on that recon that the senators are doing this very day, this weekend. We have a lot happening, and I'm excited you're here. And this, my friends, is Early Mornings LALATE. Hey, good early morning, everybody. I hope you're having a beautiful day. And here we go. That recon is off now in the House, in the Senate from the House. And that recon has lots of additional checks going in there. Student loan debt forgiveness would go by executive order, and fifth stimulus would be coming right after that. But the breaking news as we go into a big day is that this recon now has a path to getting done quicker rather than later because of the debt ceiling limit being finalized yesterday. Those Senate changes on top of that recon would be big and bold, where there's already $50,000 to $60,000 of checks in that recon. And then you don't have to wait for your checks to be paid today or your bills to be paid because you can get it under third stimulus. Third stimulus is sending out thousands of dollars this week to viewers across the board. I'm going to show you how to get your bills paid right now because guess what? It's a big early mornings broadcast. I'm excited you're here and the toast is toasting. Can you wait for it? Wait for it. There it is. Wait for it. It's coming. Whammo. There we go. Toast is toasting, butter is buttering, coffee is brewing, and bacon is bacon. And this, my friends, is LALATE. And I'm excited you're here on a big recording today with a lot of breaking news across the board. And with that, make sure you hit that subscribe button. I want you part of this incredible family. Hit that subscribe button right now. It's underneath the video. Like the video, 2,000-3,000 likes, and consider becoming a member. Purple Hawk, Purple Power, Calcino VIP. Let's go into those incredible checks in this recon that'll pay you at least $15,000 across the board. We're going to go over each of these checks right off the board, and we're going to start with the first cluster of checks, and there's a lot of them, and they are incredible. The first cluster of checks is including the big sums of money for elder care and also hazard pay. Let's jump right into the first cluster, starting right now. They got that in there. Hazard pay and $4,000 for elder care, $4,000 to care for young children. The CTC, $3,600 check approximately for the young children. They got the home repairs, low-income community. Wow, the $550 check for the Pell Grant got that in there. And then they got the big money for the purchase of a new electric car, $12,500. Wow. How do you get all these incredible checks? They're coming up in just a second. Stay with me. I'll go over all the incredible details. The first add-on comes from the illustrious Maxine Waters here in Southern California, and it is huge. It is the addition of that free money to buy your first home. If she put money in there for first-time home buyers, it's huge. She wanted $25,000. It'll be a little bit less. Let's cut to the second cluster of checks. Got that in there. That is my home repairs and more paid leave. So this is paid family and medical leave, the child care program, the household tax credit, the pre-kindergarten, and yes, the weatherizing your home. You need to weatherize your home because, you know, it's the holiday season. People just come around caroling. And then there's Mitch. You don't want him to carol because the window will shatter. And you need to have that weatherized glass. Let's turn to the second add-on of Incredible Checks. And that second add-on of Incredible Checks comes from the illustrious Bob Casey out of Pennsylvania, out of the Senate, and he got it in there. It's huge. He wanted $250 billion. He got a little bit less, but boy, what is this? This is free home health care for my seniors and people on disabilities. It's huge. Just a little bit less than what he wanted. Let's go to the third cluster of checks. Here we go. We got seniors and also free internet. This is the cluster I call deliciousness. So we got free school meals for all checks. We got cheaper prescription medication. We got immigration reform. We got free internet. We also got the independent contractors and the seniors. And the seniors truly embody what we're looking at when talking about MSC right today. They got in there 2 provisions on the House side, and the Senate just vowed to add 3 more for that Medicare expansion. They got the hearing in there on the House side, and then I also got in there the Medicaid gap fix, but the Senate just vowed to add in there dental and vision as well, along with lowering the eligibility age of Medicare, which tees up really what's going on with those senators. Senators say it's a good bill, but there's missing gaps, and we have a lot to add in there. And the breaking news you're hearing for the first time on Early Mornings LALATE right today is that more senators are saying they want to put in an MSC, which stands for Multiple IRS Stimulus Check. This is huge. It was back in the month of May where this channel was the first to say, pick up the phone and advocate. I came up with the idea of advocating in 2020, but in May of 2021, we are advocating for this inclusion. And we advocated to those 6 senators, and thousands of viewers were told it's going in there. This channel became the biggest place on the map for advocacy for stimulus recon across the globe. But when the legislation landed in the Senate, I said, okay, well, now the legislation's in the Senate, time to ramp it up and re-advocate, because now they have the legislation in their ballpark. Get on the phone and start calling. And at that point, I said, there's 6 senators you want to reach out to and advocate. And guess what's happened? In less than 7 days, 5 of the 6 senators who always said they were going to put in MSC have now revalidated and said, again, yes, it's going in there. It started with Janet on the Wednesday before Thanksgiving to Leader Schumer's office. His office saying, yes, it's going in there via Bernie Sanders. Then the following Wednesday, Lynn Glenn picking up the phone and calling Chris Coons' office and being told it's going in there. Then we had Janice Menard getting confirmation again from Chuck Schumer's office. After that, we had Bonnie speaking to Liz Warren's office and being told the same confirmation as well. And then late on Thursday, in the live chat, DeJuan Taylor says, I spoke to Casey's office yesterday and was told the same. This is why you need to advocate. When we look at that MSC, what are we talking about? Well, they're talking about the same income qualifications as third stimulus. $75,000 or less, single individual, got it. Married couple, $150,000 or less, got it. Double it. Family of 4, quadruple it, got it. And beneficiaries, SSI, SSDI, and also adult dependents got that third stimulus check. They also talk about at least 1 check or more, $2,000 the first month, $1,000 thereafter, among the different things that they have talked about, but they can still change it. So you need to pick up the phone and advocate and say why you need this money. And who do you pick up the phone and advocate to? Here are the 6 senators you want to be contacting today. And they are my friends, the following 6 senators. They are Casey, Coons, Warren, Wyden, Sanders, and Schumer. Pick up the phone and say, I need a check or checks because of this. Tell your financial situation, your economic situation, business, medical. Remember, do not use the word MSC. They don't know what it stands for. Use common English. Again, you want to pick up the phone and call Casey, Coons, Warren, Wyden, Sanders, and Schumer. And the best way to advocate is a telephone call and speaking to the staffers in D.C. The second best is a voicemail, which you can do on the weekend if there's no one in the office, obviously. But also, I want you to dedicate some time to yourself to advocate for your wallet. And that involves some time to pick up the phone and get the big money under third stimulus. Fortunes are available still under third stimulus. And the second half of this video, you're going to learn how to get those big sums of money. Viewers are getting fortunes. And I brought third stimulus back on this channel about 2 weeks ago to help people get their bills paid. And boy, are you getting bills paid. $5,000 on average for this viewer's channel. One viewer, $135,000. Another viewer, $850,000. I'm going to show you how to get your bills paid right today under third stimulus, the second half of this video. We'll be turning it to student loan debt forgiveness, which would go by executive order. There's an offer on the table. The Democrats should take it. We'll be turning to fifth stimulus and the latest details on that lifting of your benefits. And then we'll be turning back to fourth stimulus. We'll be going over those Senate changes that would add more checks to that incredible recon that so far has about $50,000 of checks. I'll go over that big vote that happened on the debt ceiling limit and the big surprise from Joe Manchin. It's good news. And then that economic data that came in on Friday. Huge, incredible, great news. And I'll explain to you why Wall Street and crypto reacted negatively to the news. It's all coming up in the second half of this video, plus a debut of a new show coming to this channel you've never heard before. Those details and more as Early Mornings LA continues. I'll see you in 60 seconds after the commercial break. If you want money right now, not 5 days from now, and not 5 weeks from now, then reach out to the community page. The volunteers can help you find that money for rent and utilities. That's at news.la.com/community. The community page features a series of volunteers who are viewers like you. They can help you find rent, utilities, SNAP, food benefits, mortgage assistance, and help you with eviction moratorium questions as well. Their Facebook, Twitter, and Instagram individuals reach out to them and indicate the city and state you're from, and they'll get back to you shortly. That's a community page. Volunteers working for you, viewers helping one another. Stay with LA for more. Join LALATE Daily for the excitement of the new LALATE live daily. The excitement starts on Mornings LALATE at 9 a.m. Home LALATE returns at 11 a.m. daily. And then afternoons LALATE at 1 p.m. Join us daily as the excitement continues live from Santa Monica on LALATE. And the excitement continues right now on Early Mornings LALATE as the House have passed that recon. It is now in the Senate. And those Senate changes on top of that recon are going to be robust, in addition to that MSC, because so far the recon has about $50,000 to $60,000 of checks in there, far more than the initial $15,000 thought on this channel. I'll show you how to get those incredible checks. We'll go over third stimulus that's paying out viewers hundreds of thousands of dollars this week. I'm going to show you how to get at least $5,000 from this third stimulus today to get your bills paid. We're going to go over student loan debt forgiveness, and then this stimulus. We'll be going over the breaking news about that economic data that came in on Friday, and the big surprise about Joe Manchin. Those incredible details and more as we go into a second half of this video. I'm excited you're here. And make sure you go down to that video and immediately hit that subscribe button right now. I want you part of this incredible family. Hit that subscribe button right now. Hit those LA alerts. It's totally free. The link is under the video. But more importantly, subscribe. Become a member today. Like the video, 2,000-3,000 likes. It helps in the algorithm rankings. And get that membership on track. So you get that incredible newsletter Monday through Friday, 7 p.m. Pacific Standard Time that features all the big money in that recon. And with that, let's go over the big breaking news as we go into a big day starting right now. The debt ceiling limit went for a vote Thursday night at exactly the day and time that I told you it would. All last week I told you the debt ceiling limit would go to a final vote and be passed on Thursday night, and it was. It now became a law, extending the debt ceiling limit and moving it out to February. This is huge for two reasons. One, it frees up the tables, the calendars of those senators over the next few weeks to now focus only on your recon. Number two, Joe Manchin voted in favor of it and against a Republican amendment. Joe Manchin had said going into this week that he was going to vote in favor of the amendment. And this is par for the course of what I've been teaching you about Joe Manchin over the last year. He often says, you know what? I don't like this thing. I don't like this thing. And then I said, just ignore him. Because ultimately, when the vote is called, he votes in favor of it. What was that issue? There was an amendment put up on Thursday night to remove a provision from the debt ceiling limit language. And they thought he was going to vote in favor of it because he previously said he didn't like it in there. But guess what? It was an anti-democratic amendment, and he stayed with those Democrats and voted against the changes of a Democratic legislation. That's what he does. The second part of the breaking news overnight was those big labor numbers. I'll be cutting to those in a second, but first let's go into the big money into this recon. It'll pay you a lot of checks. There's a lot of checks in this fourth stimulus recon, about $40,000 to $50,000 of checks. We initially thought it was about $15,000. There's a lot. So you're ready? Get that pen and paper ready, because I'm going to show you how to get the big sums of money in fourth stimulus recon. First item is the paid leave. $1,700 a week if you make $70,000 or more per year. $800 a week if you make $35,000 or more per year. $400 a week if you make $15,000 or more per year. How many weeks? Up to 4 weeks per year. Yeah, that's a lot of money. $6,000 on the high end per year. If you do not work, but you live with your son or daughter and they do work, they're going to get the check on behalf of you and the family. For example, let's say the son has to take off from work once a week to take you to the doctor. He's going to get a check for it. All income levels, all qualifications, W-2, 1099, everyone qualifies for it. It's incredible. Then they got in the SALT cap raised up. Under the Trump 2017 tax overhaul, you could only deduct $10,000 of what you pay in state and local taxes on the federal tax return. Now you'll be able to deduct $72,500. The next big provision in this recon is $40 billion of free job training. Millions of Americans want to take a bigger paying job, and now you can with that free job training. And my seniors want to go back in the workforce. You'll be able to do that and get trained and still stay on benefits. That's coming up under fifth stimulus in just a second. They got the Medicare gap fix in there. Every day, viewers ask me, where is that cheaper medical insurance? Here it is. 12 Republican states vowed never to pay for Obamacare, but they got a workaround plan in there, the Democrats, that'll provide years of privatized, subsidized insurance to low-income, uninsured people in that state. And then we get to the best provisions, recon, $100 billion for housing. The first three provisions are new. Weatherize your home, first-time home purchases, and the home repairs. And the next three provisions repeat from third stimulus. Rent, utilities, and mortgage assistance. And there you go. So get that pen and paper ready, because guess what? You don't have to wait for fourth stimulus. You don't have to wait one day. You can get your bills paid today with third stimulus. When third stimulus was first exclusively debuted on this channel in late December, before we even had a bill, I looked and I showed you, I can get you about $15,000, I said at the time. When it became law, I still said $15,000. Shortly thereafter, I got viewers on average $45,000 from third stimulus throughout much of this year. At the time, everyone else was saying, there's just a $1,400 stimulus check in there. I said, no, there's a lot of other checks, and viewers are getting on average $45,000. But 2 weeks ago, I saw an issue, and the issue was that people have bills, and they need their bills paid. So I bought third stimulus back on this recording of this channel, and boy, am I glad I did. I bet you are too. Because viewers daily are getting, on average, $5,000 of their bills paid from third stimulus as well. I'm going to show you how to get that right now. We can get rent, utilities, mortgages, food, and more. And here are some success stories brand new today. Brand new today is Lynn Glens, who says, I got 4 months of rent. And thank you, LA. I'll never stop watching you. Love you, Glenn. That is Lynn Glenn. That is overnight. Then the day before that, we had two viewers. D. Miller says, I just got approved for 4 more months of rent, $2,800. Shows you $2,800 for 4 months. We're getting people $1,200 rent payments for them. Robin, love her story. Robin got one round, then a second, then third round of 2 utilities in just 1 week. That's what I teach in this video. It's coming up in a second. She says you're an angel in disguise. Very, very kind, Robin. The day before that, we had more success stories. And what did they look like? People really listening carefully to the videos and applying the information. We had Madonna, who says she got 1 round of rent, then another round, and a third round. That's what we teach here. Then the day before that, this week, Kathy says, I just got another round of rent and utilities. Her total is about $6,000. She says, you're a godsend. Thank you, Kathy. Very, very kind. And then the day before that, we had May Lou. Says, I appreciate you so much. You're the best. She got about $6,000. Her rent is about $1,000 a month. She got 3 items. I love Morel's story. Morel got 3 different rounds in just a few days. Scarpy got snapped. Jay Graham got $5,000. Says, I speak for all of us. We love you, LA. Love you back, Jay Graham. Melissa got $10,000 this week. Larica got free lumber into 2022 because her home is powered by lumber. And I love Chris's story. Chris's story is he got $10,000 for his channel earlier this year for third stimulus for rent and utilities. He came back on watching this week and said, I never would have known about this if I wasn't watching you. He got another $5,000. This is you. And now I'm going to show you how to get it right now. You qualify. There's money in every single state because the federal government's sending out the same amount of money to all the states based upon the number of residents. Red states, blue states, single or married, children or no children, ahead on bills, behind on bills. You qualify and get that pen paper ready. We're going to get that big money starting right now. It's also featured in the newsletter, so follow along with the newsletter while listening to this video. And we're starting with the rent. It's a lot of money. The rent on this channel was about $20,000 to $30,000 about 3 months ago. Where is it right now? It's a lot more. And this is the graphic then. Now it's about $40,000. One viewer in the live chat this week said they got $30,000 of rent. If you remember that viewer's name or if you are that viewer, send me a private message. I want to give you a shout out on air. Then, where do you get this rent from? 6 places featured in the newsletter. City Hall, City House Authority. County Hall, County House Authority. State Hall, and State House Authority. Keywords you say are rent assistance because of COVID. Mortgage utility assistance because of COVID. You do the same thing for mortgage assistance. Next, 3 musts. You must reach out to all 6 places. Second, you must get applications on file all over the place. And number 3, you must get multiple rounds. So if you got a round earlier this year, get another round today. If you got a round yesterday, get another round today from a different organization. Utilities have gone up a lot. And boy, you want to reach out to all your different utility companies and say utility assistance because of COVID. And Mark's brother-in-law got $15,000 for this channel. Here is SNAP, money for food. If you qualified, if you got a third stimulus check, why are you paying for your own food? You qualify for SNAP. Pick up the phone and call Department of Agriculture and get on SNAP. And how much does it pay? A lot. Mark's brother-in-law is getting $25,000 a year. Over the next 10 years, he'll get $250,000 because he watched these videos on this channel. And then we go to the incredible items of combo. You want to get multiple items. First, inspired by Nisi and Art Sullivan. They got 3. I've been telling viewers ever since, get as many items as you can. Marco said 2 items at 32. I said, Mark was your third. He got his third, brought him to 50,000. Now he's over 100,000. Lorraine was at 105, and now she's at 120. And boy, did you see the success story this week? One viewer in one of the live chats. And if you remember this viewer's name, or you are that viewer, send me a private message. I'll give you a shout on air. The viewer got $135,000 this week for his family under third stimulus. It's incredible. That is the single biggest payout we've ever seen for a single family on this channel. But now let's turn to Johnny. And Johnny has an incredible inspirational story for us. 3 parts of the story. The first part of the story was Johnny himself. He started the week with 0. By the middle of the week on Wednesday, he had 3 items approved, $45,000, just like 2 other viewers that week. Good. But he heard me say, don't stop there. He didn't, and he kept on getting other sums of money, one after a time. By the end of the week, he had 7 programs approved. This is huge. Now, why do I like it? Because he at least made 15 phone calls. You're going to get no's. Maybe 50% will be no's. But he got 15 phone calls to get 7 yeses. That's how you rock and roll. And how much money you get in 5 days? $80,000. For any person who's not a member who watches the video and says, I called one place and I got a no, I stopped, I don't know what I'm doing. What you're doing is you're not watching the video. Because Johnny embodies what you do. He got at least 8 no's. But he also got 7 yeses and he got $80,000. That's how he rock and roll. Next. Family members. Johnny reached out to 2 family members the following Monday, said he got $80,000. From what, Johnny? From watching LALATE. Oh, I've heard about him. And what'd you get help with? Third stimulus. They said, Johnny, I haven't heard about anything like this in third stimulus for broadcast media. He said, they don't cover it. He does. Let me show you how to get it. And by the end of the week, those family members went from non-believers to believers. 2 of them got $50,000. Why is that all so important? Because this is the only channel you're going to see this type of coverage. You're not going to see this coverage anywhere else. LA is now the number 3 financial channel, news channel in America. And the number 1 wants to cover SPACs. SPACs? What are those? I don't cover them. So the fact that I don't cover SPACs on this channel does not mean they don't exist. It means I just don't cover them. If the number 1 channel doesn't cover my subject matter, it doesn't mean it doesn't exist. It means they just choose not to cover it. Geopolitical news, that's what we cover here, and that is why you stay here, which brings us to the third part of Johnny's story. He sent me a private message on Instagram last Sunday during the NFL Sunday football, and he says, I got to give you the latest update. I said, what is it? Well, my mom's friends kept on coming by, and they kept on asking me what I was doing, and I told them about you and the videos and LALATE, and they said, can you help me with that? And he said, sure, let me show you LALATE's videos, and we watched your videos with them, and it snowballed. Eventually, I ended up helping, this is Johnny talking, helping 32 people. Johnny helped 32 people. And how much money has he got on those 32 people? $850,000. That is the power of information. That is why we're here to cash checks. That is why we are here to cash checks. And for anyone who says, there's no money in my state, there's money in your state. For anyone who says, we haven't got any money, there's $850,000 of money that went out. That money is available. I want you to get that money. So go under this video and become a member today. Meantime, let's jump right back into forced stimulus where we left off on the housing aid. Going into the next three provisions, which are the new ones: the weatherize your home, the first-time home purchases, and the home repairs. So the home repairs would be for all income levels. And the home repairs would be from low-income homeowners in the low-income community. The weatherize your home, which is windows and glass and roof, would be all income levels, we're told. And then the first-time home purchases would be money given to the seller during the escrow period. What else is in this recon? Well, they got $50 billion of in-home health care for seniors and people on disabilities. Wow. They got a $550 check for the Pell Grant for my college students. That's huge. And then they got the $12,500 for the purchase of a new electric car. This is a big one. And this is very exciting. A lot of viewers are very excited at this provision. In 2019, you would have walked into a dealership and looked at a window sticker for an electric car and it said $30,000, for example, minus $7,500 federal tax rebate, which means you pay $30,000 at the register in the dealership and then file the tax return, then wait, and then still wait. And then finally the refund check comes in the mail, $7,500. That's not this. This is at the time of purchase, meaning the window sticker will say $30,000 minus $12,500. You go to pay at the register in the dealership and you pay $18,000. Yes, it's huge. The next provision I think they need to modify. I don't think it works. I think it violates U.S. trade policies with Mexico and Canada, which says you cannot discourage the purchase of one car over another car. Here's the case in point. Cadillac Lyriq, made by GM, and the Ford Mustang Mach-E, made by Ford. Let's compare and contrast them in the context of this provision. They must be U.S. auto manufacturers. Well, they both are, Cadillac and Ford. They have to be both electric cars. They are electric SUVs, both of them. They have to be made by unionized labor. They are. Ford is made by Ford unionized labor, and the Cadillac is made by GM unionized labor. And they have to be made in U.S. factories. What? Well, the Mustang's made in Mexico, and the Cadillac is made in Tennessee. Ford is disqualified. I don't think they can do that. I think they have to change the language. They got $65 per month for a child when they're not in school for nutrition. It's huge. And then we get to the best provision of this recon, which is cheaper medication. Medicare Part B, Medicare Part D, arthritis, diabetes, cancer, the most expensive medication across the board, dramatically slashed. Example, insulin will go from $1,000 a dose to $35 a dose. And this would start day one with 20 medications growing to 30 by year 2028. Cannot increase more than the rate of inflation. And if they do, there's a penalty provision. A penalty provision. You can't do that, says Pat Toomey, the GOP senator. I think he's right, and that is grounds for the Senate parliamentarian to remove it from the recon. She is going to look at that provision. I think it's going to go out. She previously ruled that immigration reform will come out, cannot go by recon. So I think that's going to come out. And we have to see what happens with the paid leave. I would rather have her determine the paid leave now so we don't see a battleground on Joe Manchin with paid leave. Joe Manchin this week said, as the paid leave, if you leave it in there, I'm voting against the recon. Two options, actually three options. Wait for the Senate parliamentarian to remove it if it doesn't belong in there, and then remove it yourself if you're Chuck Schumer, or leave it in there and call Joe Manchin's bluff. But the big news is that Joe Manchin really did bluff this week and said he was going to vote against the debt ceiling limit vote in favor of the debt ceiling limit amendment. And he didn't. He voted in favor of the debt ceiling law as written without the amendment. Ironically, when you look at this graphic, 15,000, it's a lot more than 15,000. You see already. We all that money from third stimulus goes on top of that. So that's 45,000. And that brings you like 50,000 already. Then we have the car. We have the Maxine Waters add-on, and then we haven't even got to the Senate changes. The Senate changes are robust. And those senators say that they're adding a lot of checks in there. Who are those senators? The same ones who say they want to do an MSC. That's why you need to advocate to them. Casey, Coons, Warren, Wyden, Sanders, and Schumer. You need to advocate across the board. Meantime, let's go back into those incredible provisions in that House legislation that is now in the Senate. Get that pen and paper ready. Let's go some of those checks right now. They got in there. Universal pre-kindergarten, 1 year front-end check. Childcare, back-end check, 1 year. Enhanced child tax credit, 1 year front-end check, $3,600. Earned income tax credit, back-end 1 year for my essential workers. Home health care, covered benefit. Hearing aid, that's a check. And then we already went over the housing, the Pell Grant, and the nutrition. So then what else is next? Well, Bernie represents, in addition to adding an MSC, that he wants to add 3 other checks, and they are lowering the eligibility age of Medicare, 1, dental, and vision. Bernie wants to drop the eligibility age of Medicare from 65 to 55. Bob Casey wants to do 60. Second, Bernie wants to do dental, 10 years of full benefits. I think it's too expensive. Then he wants to do 3 years of full benefits. I think that's workable. Then for vision, an eye exam, a pair of frames per year, very easy. Send it out, $150 check per year to my seniors. What is easy until you look at frame wars? That's coming back to the channel. But let's turn to student loan debt forgiveness for a digression just for a second. And that student loan debt forgiveness would go by executive order, would not need a recon. And the president has an offer on the table, $10,000. The Democrats should take it. They can come back and ask more money next year. He previously forgave student loan debts for individuals who became disabled. People went to work in the public sector. People went to work in the nonprofit sector after graduation. Fifth stimulus and COLA raise. And your questions answered. Let's go over it right now. COLA, 5.9%. Your benefits are going up next year, but not enough. So they want to step in with this stimulus, which will raise your benefits up one big time to get you caught up because COLA doesn't work. Then they want to apply a new benchmark, remove COLA as the benchmark. The new benchmark would be inflation. And inflation is expected to be 2 to 3% for the next few years. It's great news. Remove the asset cap, remove the income cap, and remove the marriage penalty. And where is this flowing? So number one, the COLA benefits 5.9%. It's going up for everyone, whether you receive the letter or not. So do not worry if you haven't received the letter, your benefits are going up. Number two, everyone's benefits are going up 5.9%. The rate that you're going up is all the same. The amount, how many dollars more your check will be, is dependent on how much you were paid already. So the focus is the rate. You're all going up 5.9%. Number three, it's not going to impact anything for Medicare. And finally, are some people getting the 5.9% rate this month? Yeah, veterans are reportedly seeing the 5.9% rate increasing in the month of December 2021, a month earlier than most people see it in January. Meantime, let's go over that breaking news about what happened with the economic data yesterday. Well, the jobs number came in on Friday, and the jobs number is a series of different numbers. There's many different numbers, and that announcement comes out once a month. The top line number, the marquee number, the largest, most known number, is usually what people focus on. But it's the other numbers that are actually more important this time. So the top line number was how many jobs were created by private sector. It was a bad number. They missed on that. But it's the smaller numbers, the next numbers on the totem pole that were insanely great that everyone was just blown away by. First, unemployment number. It was the best unemployment we've seen in this country since 2019. Yeah, it's a blow away, huge unemployment number. It's low 3% now, and the Federal Reserve wants high 2% unemployment rate by 2022. We're almost there. Number two, the unemployment rate dropped dramatically, meaning less people were unemployed, especially among Latinos and African Americans. So minorities really saw big progress. Number three, the labor shortage improved dramatically, meaning less people were sitting on the sideline. Labor shortage refers to people who can work but decide not to take job offers. That number changed with people now saying, I'll take the job. I'm coming back in the labor workforce. We don't know why. It may have been that they were more eased about COVID. They're happy to take the job. Maybe they got the booster. I don't know. But that is a huge number. And finally, the labor costs. How much employers have to pay the employees, it dropped. So what is this best for you, this number? Inflation. You need to get some cheese to the market. Well, you got to get it from the port to the truck to the supermarket. We've had problems with not enough truck drivers because there's a labor shortage, and the truck drivers that are available wanted more money. Now we don't have those problems. We have less people on the sideline, more people employed, and the demand has brought the price of labor down. So this is huge, meaning the supply chain issue is going to be resolving itself very quickly, meaning inflation is going to settle down right away, and meaning that we're almost approaching our 2022 goals of unemployment in 2021. So why did Wall Street, why did the NASDAQ, and why did crypto crash yesterday? Because the news was too good too soon. The Federal Reserve is expected to meet on December 15th. And at that meeting, they will announce the latest Fed policies. Many were expecting a tapering off, which is less supporting of the economy. And we're expecting one interest rate hike in 2022. Now it's looking like we're going to have two, maybe three, because the numbers are so strong. They are much stronger. This economy is very strong, stronger than we really thought. The only thing that could derail where we are today before December 15th is if Omicron really changes the landscape of this country. Big changes in just 14 days. If that's the case, then maybe the Federal Reserve will look at that as sort of an elephant in the room and say we're not sure what's going on with Omicron. If Omicron stays relatively stable where it is right as of today, then you're going to see the Federal Reserve on December 15th saying, yeah, we're tapering faster and get ready for multiple interest rate spikes in 2022. That is why NASDAQ and crypto crashed dramatically yesterday. Meantime, if you haven't seen this exciting show, it's back today at 11 o'clock. It's Holidays LA. It's a fun show, and many viewers call it their favorite show on this channel. I love doing it. It is different for 2022 because in the first half it covers financial news like last year, but the second half is not only holiday decor, but also holiday interaction. I get into the live chat, I interact with you on the topic that we're doing that day, and we get a lot of insight from a lot of viewers. It's a lot of fun. It's live Monday through Friday at 11 a.m. and on Encore on Saturday and Sunday. Here again is Holidays LA coming up today at 11 o'clock. And that is Holidays LA today at 11 a.m. Join me for that exciting show. Meantime, one of the most anticipated new shows coming to this channel that no one saw coming is a new show that takes you to a new environment. People wanted to learn about improving themselves, making more money, bringing more money into the household, and also interacting with your favorite Purple Hawks and Purple Power in a community. And what is that? It's all the metaverse. The metaverse is coming to this channel in a limited run series that shows you how to make money in the metaverse, how to bring your business offline to the digital universe, and how to interact with your fellow viewers, Purple Hawks, Purple Powers, and Calcino VIPs in a altered digital environment, you're going to see that new show coming to this channel. Here's a glimpse of the LALATE Instagram account. Shows me in the metaverse this week, visiting a nightclub and looking at a DJ. This was me trying to bust a move on the dance floor. Of course, here was a networking event across town on a second-story open roof structure. Those are people on attendance. Shows you a pretty packed house that day. And here is me taking a look at the skyline as well. And then I went over to a gorgeous, comprehensive Japanese-inspired casino, not casino, but casino. And it took the sights in, interacted with some friends. You can chat, talk, audio included. That incredible new series gives you the ability to go into a digital environment and interact with the viewers of this channel and make money. It's the metaverse, and it's coming to this channel in a limited run, and you're going to learn stuff you have never learned and you won't learn anywhere else except on LALATE. Meantime, also coming to this channel in just a few days is Calcino, the highly anticipated laugh-a-minute show between Sirloin Javilate and Blaine 66. Here again is the latest on Calcino. And that is Calcino coming to this channel in just a few days. Meantime, if you're not subscribed, make sure you hit that subscribe button. Go under the video and hit that subscribe button right now. Like the video, 2,000 likes, and consider becoming a member so you get that incredible newsletter. Monday through Friday features the big money under third stimulus, teaching you how to get these huge sums of money in third stimulus. Also, sign up for those LA alerts, which is totally free. It is under the video as well. Join me next as Overnight's Crypto is currently playing on this channel. A huge show of that right now. And then we have Morning's Countdown at 7 a.m. And I'm back live with you on Mornings LA at 9 a.m. Have a beautiful day. The toast is toast and the butter is buttery and the coffee is brewing. And stay with LA for more.